Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my top 15 most profitable sales from the month of November, as well as how much I made total from November as a vintage reseller on Etsy. I'm going to cozy up on one side of the couch so I can put images of the items over here. If you see that I'm wearing shoes on the couch, this is very out of the norm. I just have to say that. These are actually the shoes that I'm going to be wearing when my fiance and I get married. They are brand new, so they're completely clean, and I'm wearing them around the house to break them in and because they're really cute. So that's why they're on the couch. If you've seen these videos of mine in the past, then you probably know that typically I share every single item that sold from the month that I am sharing my profits from. I shared a couple months ago that I was feeling a little fatigued by that and my videos were becoming very long, sharing every single piece. And I'm also coming off of the tail end of being sick. I think with a cold, my throat has been really sore, and this is like the first day that I'm feeling better. So because of all of those factors, I am going to be sharing with you the top 15 most profitable sales from the past month. If you have any ideas for future months, maybe I could share the most unexpected sales, my least profitable sales, any kinds of topics like that that don't require me to share every single item. Definitely let me know if you have anything in mind. I'm also using a new computer this time. This is one of my fiance's old computers. If you saw my shipping and packing video, you might remember the state that my laptop was in. It was not looking good. And so I swapped over to this computer and it's been pretty good, except as you can see, I'm severely lacking in stickers now. And I am kind of sad because I loved all my old stickers. So I'm going to have to start building a new sticker collection on this laptop. In the month of November, I sold around 50 items, which I would say is pretty good for me. I will admit, because I was so busy with grad school, I did not get as many Christmas items listed as I would have liked to. But overall, I do think this was a pretty good month, and I will share my profits at the end. I have been focusing a little bit more on slightly higher priced items. I'm sourcing the majority of my inventory right now from antique malls, just because I haven't really found the good thrifting spots yet in Asheville, and also because I am so focused on my schoolwork as a grad student, I also have less time now to source. So for the time being, I've been finding a lot of items at antique malls, paying a little bit of a higher price for them, and then selling them at a higher price point as well. So my strategy around my inventory has been changing a little bit. So let's talk about my most profitable sales. Starting off at the beginning of the month, I sold this floral needlepoint pillow. This pillow I got from an antique shop in Clearwater, Florida, and I paid $3 for it. I sold it for $58 and made a profit of $52.80. Needlepoint pillows have definitely become a bestseller for me. Next, this was a really exciting sale. I think that this was my number one most profitable sale. Let me take a look. Okay, this is actually my second most profitable sale. So I do have one that made a bigger profit than this one, but this one was still pretty crazy. So I picked up this antique artist supply cabinet. I got this back in August at a thrift store for $5. I sold it for $190 and made a profit of $166.84. Any type of apothecary cabinet or vintage or antique artist cabinets like these sell at a pretty high price point. I actually sold one this month that I'm really excited about in December, and I will be sharing that with you in a future video. Next up, I sold this octagonal mirror. I got this piece off of eBay actually for $42. I sold it for $135 and made a profit of $64.74. Next up, I sold this handmade cane rocking chair. I purchased this item for $30 from a thrift store, so I paid up for it. I sold it for $98 and made a profit of $54.05. Little mini chairs, by the way, do weirdly well on Etsy. It's just something I never would have expected to do well, but they do. Next, I sold this turquoise crackle glaze vase. I loved this piece. I thought it was so beautiful. I picked it up recently at an estate sale for $12. I sold it for $58 and made a total profit of $39.40. I've barely been talking, but I'm already coughing and stuff just because my throat is not doing well. So I'm glad I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter. Next, I sold this Studio Pottery vase. This piece took a lot longer to sell than I expected. I thought it was really cool. I got it off of Mercari for $12. I sold it for $58 and made a profit of $42.34. Next up, I sold this Staffordshire dog. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I always say Staffordshire, and I know that's not the correct pronunciation. So Staffordshire dog figurine. I got this from an antique mall for $48. I sold it for $108 and made a profit of $45.08. Next up, I sold this brass angel candlestick set. These were some pieces I had in my antique booth, and when I moved out of my antique booth, I just listed them together on Etsy since they were kind of similar items. In total, these candlesticks cost me around $8. I sold them for $58 and made a profit of $47.26. Next up, I sold this Oriental rug upholstered footstool. I got this stool at the same estate sale that I got the blue crackle glaze vase from. I paid $40 for this stool. I sold it for $138 and made a profit of $80.84. Next up, I sold this moth taxidermy piece. I loved this piece. I thought it was so beautiful. I got it at an antique mall for $19. I sold it for $62. It actually sold just a few hours after I listed it on Etsy, which was crazy. And I made a total profit of $39.66. Next, I sold these Mexican tin candlestick holders. As I'm sharing all these items, I'm realizing I should probably make a new bestsellers video because there are a lot of items on here that are consistent bestsellers. So like Mexican tin pieces, copper mirrors in general, stools, needlepoint pillows, all that kind of stuff. I bought these candlestick holders at an antique mall for $18. I sold them for $58. They sold pretty quickly and I made a profit of $32.73. Next up is my most profitable sale of the whole month, and it was this Southwestern desert oil painting. This piece I got a long time ago. I think I got it at the beginning of this last year or potentially even before that. So I held on to it for a long time and I was waiting for the right buyer. I got it from Goodwill for $7. This painting was gorgeous. It was mesmerizing just staring up close at this thing. I knew when I found it at Goodwill that the person who painted it was clearly very talented. The piece was signed by an artist named B. Duggan, and when I did a little bit of research on him, he is pretty well known for his desert and cactus scenes, and he had some similar paintings that sold in between, I think, like the $300 and $600 range. And then he had some bigger pieces I saw that went for much more. Because this was a smaller piece and because it was unframed, I sold it at a bit of a lower cost than some of those other comps that I had seen. But I got it for $7 and I listed it for $208, which is just crazy. It was just one of those lucky finds where when you're a reseller and you're out all the time looking for stuff, every once in a while you score a piece like this and it's very exciting. And from this piece, I made a total profit of $179.99. Moving along to the next sale, I sold this needlepoint rose pillow with velvet fringe. I got this pillow off of Mercari for $11. I sold it for $68 and made a profit of $36.37. Next, I sold this artisan raw wood vase. I found this piece recently at an antique mall for $16. It sold very quickly for $78 and I made a total profit of $54.65. And the last sale I have to share with you is this oil portrait painting of Jesus, or at least I think it was of Jesus. It could just be a random man, but when I saw it, I'm not religious, but I did immediately think it was Jesus. But it could be a random man. I don't know for sure. But anyway, I got it for $13 at an estate sale. I sold it for $92 and made a profit of $52.39. Okay, so now that I've shared my most profitable sales with you, it is time to see what my total profit for the month was. All right, let's add this column up. My total profit in the month of November from my vintage Etsy shop after taking out fees and shipping costs and cost of the item was $1,815.71. Even though this video is a little bit shorter than my typical what sold videos, I hope that you still enjoyed. If you did enjoy the video and want to support my channel, feel free to subscribe or give the video a like. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I will make sure to answer them. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season and I will see you in my next video.